Hello, how are you? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I am your Mwalimu Aaron Mukandabute. You can call me Mwalimu Aaron. In this lesson, we are going to learn about greetings in Kiswahili. Salamu za Kiswahili. Enjoy. Greetings are an important aspect in language and culture. And basically, we have two types of greetings, which are formal greetings and informal greetings. When we talk of formal greetings, these are greetings which we use in formal context, for instance at work, between an employer and an employee, or at school, between a teacher and a student. Informal greetings are those greetings which we use in informal contexts, for instance between friends and peers. First of all, we want to look at formal greetings in Swahili, and then later we can look at informal greetings. So basically we have three types of formal greetings in Swahili. We have to categorize them so that you can understand better. The first type of formal greetings is what we can call time-specific greetings. These are greetings which simply show an element of time. For instance, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. And then the second type of formal greetings are those greetings which simply do not show an element of time. Greetings which do not specify time. For instance, how are you? There is no element of time there. And then the third type of formal greetings is what we can call respect or status greetings. Basically, these are greetings which you can use when you are greeting someone older than you, the elderly, or maybe you feel you have to respect that person. So there's a peculiar way of greeting people in Swahili when you respect them. We want to look at time-specific greetings now, and before we do that, there is important vocabulary which I want to introduce to you. We have three words. We have asubuhi. Asubuhi, it means morning. We have mchana. Mchana, it means afternoon. We have jioni. Jioni, it means evening. Okay, so when greeting using these time-specific words, we can say habari za asubuhi. It means good morning. Good morning. Literally, habari is news, so I'm asking for the news of the morning by saying habari za asubuhi, good morning. I can say habari za mchana. Habari za mchana, which means good afternoon. Good afternoon. It's afternoon now. And I can say habari za jioni. Habari za jioni, which means good evening. It's evening time now. And for the responses of this greeting, you can choose to say nzuri. Nzuri means good or fine. And if you are not good, you can say mbaya. Mbaya means bad. Let's look at this greeting in the morning. It's a conversation between Musa and Daudi. Musa is Moses in English and Daudi it's David. So this is a conversation between Moses and David in the morning. Musa says, habari za asubuhi Daudi, which means good morning David. Daudi replies, nzuri, na wewe habari za asubuhi. I am fine, and you? And good morning to you. Musa, nzuri, haya kwaheri. Nzuri means I am fine, and then haya can mean well or okay. So Musa says, well, goodbye. Kwaheri means goodbye. So I am fine, well, goodbye. And then David replies, asante kwaheri. Thank you, goodbye. So this greeting has what we call throwback questions. When someone greets you, you have to throw back the same question, you greet them back. It is now in the afternoon. Musa and David meet again and they greet each other. Musa says, habari za mchana Daudi. Good afternoon, David. David responds, nzuri, na wewe habari za mchana, which means I am fine, and you? Good afternoon to you. Musa replies, nzuri, haya kwaheri. I am fine, well, goodbye. David replies, asante kwaheri. Thank you, goodbye. It is in the evening now. Musa and Daudi meet again. This is how they greet each other. It's the same conversation but different times of the day. Musa, habari za jioni Daudi. Good evening, David. Nzuri, na wewe habari za jioni. I am fine, and you? Good evening to you. Musa, nzuri, haya kwaheri. I am fine, well, goodbye. Daudi, asante kwaheri. Thank you, goodbye. We have another variation of time-specific greetings. These are the greetings which we call the J greetings. These greetings use the J, which is a question word in Kiswahili. When this J is used at the end of a verb, it implies that statement is a question. That statement is a question. For instance, I have three verbs here. The first verb is lala. Lala means sleep. And amka, wake up. And shinda, spend the day. These three verbs can be used in greetings in Kiswahili, in time-specific greetings. For instance, in the morning, you have just woken up. You can use the verb lala, sleep, and amka, wake up, when greeting someone in the morning. And then, usually in the evening, we can use this verb in a greeting, shinda, to spend the day, to greet someone, how did you spend the day, or how was your day? Let's look at the greetings using these verbs. Using lala, the verb lala, we can say umelalaje. Umelalaje. The J is at the end of this verb. This simply means, how did you sleep? That's the literal meaning. How did you sleep? And when we use amka, wake up, as a greeting we can say umeamkaje. Umeamkaje. How did you wake up? How did you wake up? And we can use the verb shinda in a greeting and say umeshindaje. Umeshindaje. How was your day? How did you spend the day? So those are the literal meanings of those greetings. And the response to these three greetings, if you're okay, if you're well, you can respond salama. Salama means okay, safe, well. Or you can choose to say vizuri, vizuri, which also means well. But when you are not well, you can say vibaya, which means not well. Let's use these greetings in conversations now. Here we have a conversation between Hamad and Rose. They are greeting each other in the morning, and it's the amka, wake up verb. Hamad starts by saying, umeamkaje Rose? How did you wake up, Rose? Rose replies, nimeamka salama rafiki. I have woken up well, friend. Rafiki means friend. Rose continues and says, na wewe umeamkaje? Na wewe umeamkaje? It's a throwback question now. She is asking, and how did you wake up? So na wewe means and you. Remember our pronouns wewe, it's you. Na, it's a conjunction which means and. So na wewe umeamkaje? And how did you wake up? Hamad replies, nimeamka salama. I've woken up well. And he says, haya kwaheri. Well, goodbye. And Rose replies, asante kwaheri. Thank you, goodbye. Let's now use the verb lala, sleep, in the same conversation between Hamad and Rose. So lala means sleep. Hamad says, umelalaje, Rose? How did you sleep, Rose? And Rose replies, nimelala salama rafiki. I have slept well, friend. Na wewe umelalaje? And how did you sleep? And you, how did you sleep? Hamad replies, nimelala salama. I have slept well. Haya kwaheri. Well, goodbye. And Rose replies, asante kwaheri. Thank you, goodbye. We now want to look at the same conversation using the verb shinda. to spend the day. Hamad says, Umeshindaje, Rose? How did you spend the day, Rose? And Rose replies, Nimeshinda salama rafiki. I've spent the day well, friend. Na wewe umeshindaje? And you, how did you spend the day? Hamad replies, Nimeshinda salama. Haya, kwaheri. I've spent the day well. Okay, goodbye. Or well, goodbye. And Rose replies, Asante, kwaheri. Thank you, goodbye. We are still on formal greetings, and now we are looking at the second type, which is greetings which do not specify time. Greetings which do not specify time. So we have this greeting which says Ujambo. Ujambo. Ujambo means how are you? And the response is Sijambo. Sijambo. Now let's look at this greeting in a conversation. We have Neema and Diana. Neema and Diana. Neema means grace in Swahili. So Neema starts by saying, Hujambo Diana. How are you, Diana? Diana responds, Sijambo, na wewe hujambo. I am fine, and how are you? Neema replies, Sijambo, I am fine. Then Diana says, Haya, kwaheri. Well, goodbye. And Neema responds, Asante, kwaheri. Thank you, goodbye. Furthermore, on greetings which do not specify time, we have another variation which uses the word habari. Habari, as I've said, means it means news, literally. So you can greet someone by saying habari. This means how are you? And sometimes you can say habari gani. Gani is an interrogative asking the state of someone. So you can say habari or habari gani, and the reply is nzuri. Neema and Diana greet each other again using habari. Neema says, habari yako, Diana. Yako means you, yours. Habari yako, Diana. How are you, Diana? Diana replies, nzuri, na wewe habari yako? I am fine, and how are you? Neema replies, nzuri, which means I am fine. Diana says, haya, kwaheri. Well, goodbye. And Neema says, asante, kwaheri. Thank you, goodbye. Still on formal greetings, we have the third type, which we call the respect or status greeting. So as I've said earlier on, you use this greeting when you are greeting someone whom you respect or someone who is older than you. So you have to show some respect. So when using this greeting, you can greet someone by saying shikamoo. Shikamoo. Literally it means I greet you with respect. I greet you with respect. And the response is marahaba. Marahaba. It means I acknowledge your greeting. And then after you say marahaba, you then throw back the greeting and say hujambo. how are you, how are you. So marahaba goes with hujambo. Marahaba hujambo. I acknowledge your greeting, how are you? And then the response to hujambo is sijambo, as we have seen earlier on. So this greeting can be used maybe between a teacher and a student. Students have to respect their teachers, so they use this greeting. And also between parents and their children. When children are greeting their parents, they have to show some respect. We have a conversation here between Peter and mwalimu. Mwalimu is a teacher or lecturer, so this greeting is between a student, Peter, and a teacher, mwalimu. So Peter starts by saying, Shikamoo mwalimu, Shikamoo mwalimu. I greet you with respect, mwalimu. And mwalimu, the teacher, says, Marahaba, Marahaba. Hujambo mwanafunzi. I acknowledge your greeting. How are you, student? Peter says, Sijambo mwalimu. I am fine, mwalimu. And the mwalimu throws back the question and asks about home. He says, Habari za nyumbani. How is home? Peter replies, Habari za nyumbani ni nzuri, mwalimu. Home is fine, mwalimu. And mwalimu says, Haya, kwaheri. Okay, goodbye. And Peter replies, Asante, kwaheri, mwalimu. Thank you, goodbye, mwalimu. Let's look at informal greetings now. We are done with formal greetings. So as I have said, informal greetings are those greetings which are used in informal contexts, maybe between friends, peers. Usually they use informal language. So on informal greetings in Kiswahili, there is no order or format. Every greeting can simply use any response. So you can greet using any greeting which you want, and you can respond by any greeting of your choice. So now let's look at informal greetings. We have mambo. Mambo. What's up? What's up? Mambo VP. How are things? How are things? VP. How's it? Niaje. How's it? And you can use any response of your choice. You can choose to say safi. Safi means clean. You can say shwari. Shwari, it's that condition of the ocean when the tides are calm. You can say poa. Poa, cool. Bomba. Bomba, it's a bomb, so you're as good as a bomb. So basically, these are the most common informal greetings which we have in Kiswahili. And remember, for any greeting, you can choose to reply with any response of your choice. Asante sana.